Yep, hello, just vlogging on the Sunday before Inauguration Day. Just walking DC. I'm pretty sure this is the Fed's parking lot where they're just camped up. But I don't know, it's an interesting sight. You see all the barricades. You can see back there, but like the sidewalks have fences around them. So as you see there, you can only go through the little fences. So it's all fairly. It is actually pretty, locked down. It's funny though, because I'm 2 blocks away from the National Mall. It is 8 o'clock, but it's completely empty. Coming down on the red line, it was pretty full, like pretty quickly coming, but all the way down here, very quiet, which is interesting. Now, of course, this is on the Pocket 3, so it's not waterproof. Of course, it's the Sunday before, and with the inauguration, we moved inside because of all the snow and rain. So I think it's gonna start raining shortly, but who knows? I'm just gonna walk around. So we're just gonna walk over to the Capitol, see what's going on. But as you can see, right, very little traffic, which is nice. Vaguely reminiscent of surge pricing. As you can see, so there's the National Mall down that way. And you can see all the fencing on that side. But again, this is 2 blocks from the Capitol building. But yeah, so most people are out of town, or again, this part of BC is not residential at all, right? It's very, federal office slop stuff. Just gonna keep on walking. I think here we're gonna run into some barriers, but we'll see. But again, right, you can look behind. Nobody on the street behind me. Again, it's 8:30. I was out at McDonald's, which was pretty full. Okay. There's a security guard in there. But again, I can jaywalk this easily, no issues. Probably is kind of cool. But again, like no issues jaywalking, completely around it. See, again, you have the nice brutalist infrastructure. This is probably a more underrated memorial, the disabled vets. One. Yeah, because it's not adjacent to like the Lincoln and all of the big. So as you can see, there's still some activity. Right, there's some trucks, but nothing big. And you can see all this fencing. All right, that's vaguely anti-pedestrian. just go for it. Oh yeah, this is so I can see the Capitol building right there. And you can see like the main concourses, right? No traffic at all. Right by the HHS building. So it's all very, very big. Yeah, again, it's 8 o'clock. There's nobody out and about. Interesting. Of course, the snow plows for when it rains later tonight. Yeah, this is like the little gates you can't really get past. I wish I want to go that way, but may as well. Just hit the camera. But yeah, so you can see on the Capitol some of the flags, but yes, this is the Pocket 3. So again, I don't know how the footage looks or how the audio is. I didn't bring a mic, but I'm not sure on Inauguration Day what I'll do. I think much colder than it is today. So not sure how much I want to deal with that. Yeah, I'm just surprised by how empty everything is right now. It's all very, very big. I don't know. I get busy, like you think that people want to out and about before it gets colder. So I think here is when we run into a closed sidewalk. But again, we'll see how far we can leap around this. See some cops. So the security blockade's fairly deep from Farragut all the way down here. But so they have, yeah, so on the way in at Farragut Square, I saw a Humvee blocking a turn lane. And of course, right, because all traffic's functionally banned except for local. This makes sense. It seems like you got some National Guard or uniformed soldiers in place. So, but yeah, so I'm a block from the Capitol building. There's some people up here, but otherwise, just completely empty. So let's see. Yeah, the audio is probably not great. Here's probably a good shot, probably the better shots of the Capitol that you'll get from this point in these broadcasts. But yeah, again, very quiet. I suppose we could talk about the TikTok ban that went into effect, which is very funny. Regardless of your opinions on it, it's very funny that Trump just keeps on winning, and how it's something that Dems are going to get blamed for or associated with, and he'll get all of the free positivity, which is just hilarious. At how the like, it just proves all of the Simpsons jokes about we've tried nothing and are out of ideas. It's all just very amusing. But of course, it didn't stop me from losing a prediction market contract. Not sure how much of the Supreme Court will be locked off. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, I was a bit worried about filming. Of course, all the looking a bit awkward doing it, but the streets are still empty. I wasn't expecting to just walk this way. I suppose more of the activities by the National Mall, I suppose. Is that walkable? Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
I never got drunk.
Walkable. So then we'll see. Yeah, I was thinking on Inauguration Day, maybe just waking up early. Yeah, I have no desire to be out for too long, especially when it's that cold. This camera, like, technically doesn't operate well at those temperatures, like below freezing. And today I'm right just above it. Battery life on this, 13 minutes, 6%. You know, if anybody's behind, not really. Probably should have brought some gloves, but I don't know, it's pretty nifty. I think a lot of people kind of stroked the DJI a bit, but it's a nifty pocket device. So conceptually, an inauguration should be pretty fun. I was thinking it's kind of like, it should be the biggest circle jerk, effectively, right? Of just all of your buds just yapping to one another, but your side winning. I suppose there's a different dynamic about which side wins, given DC's constituency. But who knows? I don't know. I think it'd be a hilarious bit to have kind of an ultra style event, where ultra style, you know, flags and drums and all of that. But yeah, we don't. But I think with most things, it doesn't turn out to be that fun. So okay, so presumably this should be a pretty, I suppose most people are by the I suppose most people are by Capital One Arena, but yes, that's the Capitol building over yonder, with all the fencing. And we should be approaching. It's the Library of Congress. We should be approaching the Supreme Court. I suppose something that is less appreciated is how often some people visit DC for the first time, or how DC is kind of awkward to get to because it is on the East Coast. And so if you're in Nevada, California, or Alaska, it's probably pretty tough to get to. So the nice thing about DC is that in general, it is surprising how close you can get to the things. Like you can walk, fairly close to the Capitol building, right? Like it's very easy to take pictures on the steps of it. Of course, getting inside is much tougher, but yeah, of course, in general, all the jokes about a city having too many people in politics can only be so encouraging. So I think I'll make a loop around probably soon. Yeah, it seems that the rain will start, so then I'll stop. But I don't know, it'd be fun to cut across National Mall. But oh, you can't walk across? Oh. Let's check that out. I'd be completely locked. Or I suppose not. Getting some cops on the beat. Okay, stand corrected. You can walk right up. You can probably get decent range. Of course, house staff for Carter. I don't know, vaguely pleasant walk in actuality. So I suppose in practice it's not too different from a regular day, in all honesty. But, so I suppose here is where all of the genius decisions, including the TikTok ban, get made. In these buildings. So that's that. You can see the Capitol building behind me. So yeah, I know. I was expecting it to be much busier, which works out. Again, who knows what the attendance was going to be and everything. But I believe that is the Supreme Court over there. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think I'll have the time to get to Capital One, or even want to walk around there. But I think these restrooms are completely publicly available, which is nice. No locks on them. Some cops on the beat. It's probably not the right term for it. Might start raining soon, so we'll see. But again, street's so empty, you can just wander across. I think I'll walk this way down because I think tomorrow probably wake up early and just do a morning walk across the north perimeter of it, and then get on Union Station, head back, watch some soccer, do some CFA studying, do some crypto stuff. The Trump coin, extremely hilarious how it is. I think he tweeted out at like 9:40 Eastern time on a Friday, so should have been pretty actionable. In actuality, I suppose I was awake. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was downloading some TikToks before the ban. Again, completely hilarious situation, which just shows the ineptitude of the Dems. And just every joke about the Dems being many Republicans is accurate and true. It continues to be proven out. Which is always hilarious. Yeah, so we'll walk back, and I don't know if I'll make a bigger loop. Let's see if I can hug this street. Yeah, because I'll probably need to cut across. I don't think I'll make it in time to National Mall, but before it starts raining. But yeah, the original impetus to come was I need to go to Virginia. The nice thing about living in the DMV is you have 3 states available to you, and because betting is a state-by-state thing, you can take advantage of all the different offers they have. So it's all very mundane. So I had to go there and play some bonus bets stuff. So we'll see. Of course, the bonus bets right, you don't get the principal back, which probably incentivizes you to take longer odds, to take 2 and above for that psychological making money sense of it. So we'll see. Of course, right, if you use decimal odds, you can convert everything into percentages very easily, right? If the odds are 1.5 and 2, and they wouldn't be because it doesn't add up to 100 plus your VIG nicely. Well, conceptually, 1 divided by 2 is 50. Therefore, that event has a 50% implied odd by the sports book or whomever is the odds provider, because some sports books are subscale operators and don't have in-house trading operations. But that's why the usefulness of decimal odds. When you think about American odds, right? It's like negative 100. What am I supposed to do with what negative 100 means? So I risk 100 to win. So it's all, and the point is, it doesn't nicely convert into your actual implied outcome. But if you're sports betting, all of your money is up for stake by the nature of the events. So it's all fairly, yeah. So American odds are just very poor at actually, I think, focusing you on the right thing, which you should be in sports betting. Now, you don't need to understand the Kelly criterion, but conceptually, your principle is at stake when you bet. So in effect, you should always size downward is the lesson, effectively. Is the simple lesson. You don't need to know the Kelly criterion formula. You just need to know whatever you're sizing it at, you should size down. And the other nice thing about the Kelly criterion, or just the adverse nature of the sports book, is that it's completely adversarial. So you should naturally be aware of it. The book is not your friend. The VIP program is not your friend. The VIP program is probably one of the biggest signs of adverse selection that exists universally. Because conceptually, the book is telling you, I want more of you. Maybe in dating, that's a good thing. In dating, right? Maybe you want adverse selection. But actually, you don't, because adverse selection is a bad thing. But if you're a VIP program, the sports book is literally telling you they have identified you as someone who is profitable for them. Yeah. Because you are so profitable for the sports book, they want to keep your business.
Yes.
And so, in effect, it's a terrible signal to have. But who knows? I suppose there are ways to make a VIP program more effective. Because presumably you'll reach a point where the dollar values of certain offers they give you, like tickets to sporting events, balance out. So you can kind of think of it from a pure, and again, all of this is being selectively unaware of the tax drag. With the tax drag, it's in principle functionally impossible or very difficult to net be positive, especially again if you're reporting your gross and you consider that all of the, presumably you have some income, so you're not purely in a low tax bracket. But in effect, I don't know, it's a fun thing. Clearly, right, presumably most of us know somebody who has partaken in sports betting, so it's somewhat salient. Now, again, like all things, it's, if you use some basic principles of risk management, of sizing, of doing straights, not doing parlays, it should all be very fun, reasonable, not financially ruinous. But of course, most people probably don't. There was a study a couple weeks ago that came out about how sports betting, like 90% of people are unprofitable when it comes to it, which is just bizarre, given how they're starting you off with a decent boon, right? Like bet 5, get 200, or something like that. Again, if you do the implied odds, presumably you'll be taking events that are plus 100, that are 2, to get your principal up. So that implies 50% conversion. Okay, we're completely empty boulevard. This is very nice. But anyway, so they're giving you you're probably taking implied 50% odds, maybe higher, so you're 40. But conceptually, that should still be good enough for out of that 200 promo to convert, I don't know, 50%, 40%. So you're starting off with a base of 60, 80, 100. Maybe you're taking very concentrated bets with that principal amount. So it's smaller, or should be higher, because maybe you do have some skill, right? Well, maybe on average, right, over a wide enough sample size, it's everybody has negative skill, but the vast majority of us have negative skill. But maybe for those 4 concentrated bets, you do have some skill. So you're starting off from a good base. And again, every event is having an implied odd. Maybe you're taking an extremely unintelligent plus 15,000 bet. So naturally, in that case, you should be making much less. Because at that point, the decimal is, or your percent, it's kind of immaterial. That's that Trump line about Santa Claus. At that age, it's kind of marginal. Hilarious line. Let's take a break from my diatribe about sports betting. Just again, look at all the fencing that exists. Really care to get on that side. Seems like I could. I will say I do find DC to be a bit more confusing to navigate because it's not a perfect grade system like Philadelphia or New York or most of the wonderful walkable East Coast cities that exist. Yeah, so all of the diagonals you have is a bit confusing. I forget if Voice of America is a right-leaning entity, but it is funny to see the proximity of whose offices are where in DC. And for example, you have Bain Consulting Group, whose office is right next to the White House, but right next to the National Mall complex of government things. It's presumably signal something about their value. Although it's not a universal principle, given that Lockheed Martin is out in Maryland. And very pedestrian friendly. Door crossing. Right, it's just interesting like how wide the boulevard is. Navigate across. Yeah. So we're 1 block off. I think in this shot, there is nobody in this shot except for those statues over there. Like completely nobody at all in this shot. I don't think my headband favors my forehead all that much. Yeah. I wouldn't say this is what I was expecting from this. Again, I thought it'd be much busier, much more going on. Again, right, I don't know what people are gonna be doing when it starts to snow and build up. So I would think that A, you're in DC, it's a trip, so you want to make the most of it. And then B, it's not going to get better than it is now in the morning or tomorrow it's going to be completely freezing. So it's all moderately interesting to see. Again, in this entire shot, I don't think you'll see another person at all. Right, cars don't really count. Back to the old congestion pricing talking point. I don't know, seems fairly useful to have. But let's see. Thank you. So again, very empty. Completely. I'm not sure if back there, back in the Supreme Court segment, if that was like that lady who walked by, seemed vaguely familiar. It's like a Republican congressperson, but again, hard to use the bus when it's like this. I suppose DC is pretty navigable if you're visiting for the first time. Just orient yourself to the monument all day. I'm not sure you can see it. I don't know if that's a Trump. I think that's a Trump flag. Cart. Not sure if that's like a homeless thing or whatnot. But yeah. Or it's just, I suppose if Trump's launching a meme coin, of which he is, I believe, like the 80% beneficial owner, I suppose the rest of us have permission to grift as well off of it. Looking over like the boulevards completely empty, which is nice. It's like, of course, you've got your charter buses still going, DOT, Mayor Pete. Suppose I can't begrudge more train funding too much. On the quality of this, I'm not sure how the audio is. It's not too windy. I was walking by the main road, so I don't know how much noise distortion exists. But hopefully the quality is okay. Again, this is all for my vanity. I figured, as someone has some surplus income, who's relatively young, I think finding ways to incentivize myself to do things, it's probably a nice thing to do. And so having a camera and just have that light incentive to A, use it, I think B, I think I end up in reasonably interesting areas and places. So why not? I think so. It hasn't started raining yet, so I suppose we might get a chance to snake across the National Mall and then pop in a Farragut. To exit. Department of Energy. Only the brightest minds of ex oil majors. I guess the new head isn't from an oil major explicitly, I suppose. Yeah, it's gotten a bit warm. But the hair is, yeah, moderately messed up. But why not? Rock with it. It's all fairly immaterial anyway. I'm not sure how the gimbal transition works. If it seems choppy or not. It does feel fairly smooth in practice using it. But again, originally I said I was just gonna, skirt across the blocks on the outside. But given how empty everything is, why not just skirt around? Yeah, but probably under 3 digits number of people, or I would have actually recorded on camera during this. Which is just something. It's a data point. But it's kind of busy. Again, it's just like barely anybody around. So now we're at 40 minutes. Seems like it might start to rain, I think. So I might stop it soon. Yeah, the rain's picking up, so I will end the vlog. But thanks for watching. Again, to feature me, who I know will for sure be watching. But cheers. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, way less people than I thought. So it's all pretty fun. So thank you.